Hey, yo, what up, y'all? This is Anton, along with my marvelous co-host, Taylor Day, and this is Simply Marvelous. Long time no see, maybe.
Long time no see.
You know how it is.
Listen,
Listen, we
we out
busy out here.
here.
We are
We
out here. We busy, but we're trying to get caught up. You
Yeah.
already know why you clicked on the video, because this is our Eternals review. Making sure my stuff is sliding in here.
Yeah.
But anyways, the controversial Marvel's
Yeah.
Eternal.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, we're just gonna get into our thoughts on this. We're gonna try to keep it short and sweet as possible. But it's a very dense movie, and this probably review could be like an hour or two, just to be real,
Yeah.
especially with all the stuff you guys have been saying. So with that being said, I'm ready to jump in it. You want to tell them where they can find us, and then we'll get popping.
You guys already know. Hit us up on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at simply_marvelous. It's just Marvel and us. Give us a like, share, follow, a subscribe. So you know when we have brand new content coming straight to you. Don't mind what's on my fingers. I'm just messing with stuff over here.
Hey, that's all good. All right, well, shoot, let's just go ahead and get into some general thoughts
Let's
of
get
the
in there.
movie. I guess I can go first, just
Please
how I
do.
generally felt about the movie. I absolutely, can I use the word love? I liked it a
Hmm.
lot. Let's go where we'll say we liked it. I liked it a lot.
You scale of 1 to 10 or 1 to 5.
Let's go 1 to 10. Out of 1 to 10, let's see. I would say it's a strong 7.5, 8. I
Okay.
would say that.
I would say about the same. Okay,
Yeah,
continue.
yeah. Yeah, I like the movie. The overall aesthetic of it, absolutely gorgeous film. The most gorgeous Marvel film ever filmed, in my opinion. A lot of natural settings and all that.
Mhm.
The story was very dense, gave us a lot of information on the universe as a whole.
Yeah.
We maybe jump into that a little more. It could have gave us
Mhm.
more, to be honest, but obviously with 10
It would have been a
characters.
4.5 movie,
Yes,
a four
absolutely.
and a
And
half
speaking of
hour
that,
movie.
should we champion the Chloe Zhao cut? I wonder that it has to be a
Yes,
there
the
has to be a
director's cut.
yes, there's a lot of footage left on the cutting room floor, I'm sure. And we probably needed some of that. But
Yeah.
overall, the story was still good. The action was, if we had more of it, it would have been like that. A couple of them things, the action was beautiful. Certain characters stood out more than others, but I
Mhm.
absolutely love the action. What else about the movie that I love? Um, Shoot, I don't know. There's some things I didn't like. I'm not sure how I feel about the deviants.
Okay.
It was cool, but I don't know if they were overall necessary to the movie.
I hear you. I
I'm
hear
not
you
sure
on
if they were
that.
very necessary. Arishem was he was the Celestial, is that correct?
Yeah. But did
Um, yeah,
uh the judge
yeah,
is
basically. Not sure about his plan either. His overall plan was a little I don't know. Might have been a little too specific, and we'll
okay.
maybe talk about that later too. But
Yeah.
maybe a little too specific. But overall, I love the film. I can't wait to see it again. I've only seen it once, and live with it a little more. Your expectation kind of influences the first view of it, but once you've seen it
Mhm.
once, you go back and you can appreciate it more. So yeah, how'd you feel about the movie?
Are we doing just positive things or
No, you can
in
talk
waiting?
anything you want. I just don't want to be
Okay.
too long-winded. You know what I
It's
mean?
not
But
going
go
to be too
ahead.
long-winded.
No,
I
you good.
actually was surprised at how much I loved it because there have been so many people being negative about Eternals. I was
Mm-hmm.
thinking towards me leading up to seeing it. I was like, okay, so maybe this isn't going to be that good because like everybody is having
Mm-hmm.
something to say about it. And initially, I was thinking like, okay, maybe it's again people being upset about the diversity
Yeah.
and like the LGBT inclusion and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But like seeing it, I'm like, again, what's your guys' issue? Now that being said, there were some issues that I can look back on now and say, like, okay, this was a little bit of a problem,
Mm-hmm.
but overall, it didn't affect me enjoying the film. I
Mm-hmm.
appreciate that it wasn't like every other Marvel film. I think my biggest criticism is that is that I really can't see how it's going to like fold into the rest of the universe. I like that it was different. I really like that it was different. But
Mm-hmm.
like looking at it and how big those events were, like in the
Right.
movie, I'm like, how
Yeah.
does this tie into like
Right.
is Shield somewhere like, yo, what's that? Like what is this like
Mm-hmm.
what is happening? Also like such a huge creature like that coming out of the earth, you would think would have more like repercussions on the earth than it actually did. But again, that's very specific. But let me just keep rushing through all
Yeah,
of my
yeah,
thoughts.
right.
Um Again, loved it. I like really liked it. I feel like a large part of this, and I'm not here saying this to offend anyone, but I feel like a large part of this movie was like, beware of white men. They're crazy. But if you got them whipped, then you may be safe.
That's
Like
funny. That's
between
hilarious.
Icarus and Druid
Poor
both, if you have
Icarus.
them whipped, then you're good. So get
That's
that
funny.
nani together, okay, and lay low.
That's funny.
But and then also I had a friend who said that she didn't believe you crying, you dying over
The
there.
power of the 90 is in the
Power of
building.
the nani, okay, like that clap clap, okay. But you probably gonna have to edit
Oh,
this part
no, we
out
not. This
because
is real talk out here.
this is real talk. I had a friend who said she didn't didn't believe the chemistry between Icarus and Cersei. I'll be honest, I thought they were fine. Again,
Yeah.
he just seemed a little bit like that curl didn't go all the way around. But I didn't believe in the chemistry between Thena and Gilgamesh
Gilgamesh.
more. I thought that was very awkward. And which leads me to my next point. I think also Jurek and Makari were my favorite couple of the
Yeah.
movie.
Big
But
facts.
brings me to my next point. I felt like Angie was really awkward majority of the film. It felt
Mm.
like she wasn't convinced of her character's storyline until the end of this film. By the end, I was like, okay, cool. I believe this. She's a little bit off, but she knows that she's off and she likes to play with it a little bit. But
Mm.
majority of this film, the weakened Thena, it just seemed like, are you sure? Like there has to be more for Angelina Jolie to like accept this role and be in this film than what you guys have been showing me, because I've never seen her do anything like this before. And just knowing how she is as a creator, I don't see her being okay with this character. I don't know. It just wasn't believable until the end. And then especially in the post-credit scenes, which we'll get to later, by then I was like, okay, I can see why she said yes and why she's here, because obviously she's going to play a bigger role in the next movies, especially with Arrows. Because she just seemed more of herself as an actress towards the end, and especially in the post-credit scenes. But again, loved it, loved the action, thought it was beautiful, loved the diversity. I really enjoyed it. I was very surprised by how much I enjoyed it.
Mm.
I think
Yeah.
that's like generally those are my thoughts.
Okay. I dig that. Yeah, there's a lot to unpack. There's so much
There's
stuff.
a
I
lot
just
of that.
it's a lot. Well, let's go ahead and move on to the next thing, because I want to address the negative press on this, because all the negative things we've heard about this.
Yes.
Me, it like the moment in the movie that everybody's talking about, it was
Yes.
so light. Like
It was.
it was so
Yeah.
light. I'm like,
Yeah. LGBT.
y'all
Okay, cool.
are in the uproar over this. Like it was
Right.
literally,
It was
it
so
was so light.
minor.
It was so like your first teen movie
Yeah. It
kiss.
was
Like
one kiss.
it was so
Like
weak. Like, come on, y'all. I almost
I'm
forgot
like,
about that part. Like, oh, that was it. Okay.
it's getting completely banned out of countries. That one little part.
I mean, I
But
can't tell folks how to handle their stuff in their country, but that was like
yeah.
2 seconds, bro.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel about that part.
People
Man,
saying that it wasn't that good, that it was very disjointed, disconnected, that it was slow, that it was too long. These are all the things that I've heard.
yeah, I've heard all that stuff. I
That
can
it
believe
didn't
some of
do
it though.
anything new.
You said nothing new.
Some people think that it didn't do anything new for I will say the superhero genre or the MCU genre.
I mean, first of all, how much new can you do in a superhero genre? Like, first of all, what can you do new in movies, period? We have hundreds of thousands of movies out.
Mm-hmm.
How different can you come?
I
You
don't
only can
know.
write better. I see people writing better, telling better, more complete stories, more intimate stories. But as an
Yeah.
overall, no one movie is going to revolutionize anything now.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
mean,
you know what I'm
unless you
saying? It's
break
just,
out of the genre, do
yeah,
like
you got to leave the
new
genre.
genre things. But
It's
again, that's
nothing new.
where, people are
People
going to complain
nitpickers,
no
just
matter
nitpickers.
what.
Yeah, I think people are so used to the MCU being one way. They scream that they want it to be diversified and change and do different things, but when they do it, they're
They're
like,
upset.
"Hey, ugh, I mean, that doesn't look like what I like, used to seeing."
Yeah.
People loved WandaVision, but
Hmm.
they hated it all the way up until it started feeling like a Marvel show.
I loved it the entire
I
time because
did
I
too.
got where they
I
were
I
going.
knew exactly what was going on, but people was like, "What the heck is this? This is not Marvel. This is the most different thing you've ever seen right here, as far
All
as
I'm
Marvel goes."
saying, sometimes Marvel fans be having a little hateration and holleration in their dancery, and I'm gonna need them to
For sure,
clean that up.
please,
Clean it up.
man. I love the Mary J. right there. We need that more,
Listen.
man. You really do though, and I always say this: I'm glad I didn't read all the comics
Hmm.
because it takes that viewpoint away from me. I don't want to go
Yeah.
into a movie hoping to see,
Yeah.
what I've
You can go in
already
there fresh
done.
and
Like,
just
go ahead.
receive what
If you want
they
to
make
see it
for you.
again, go read it again. Marvel is going to try to do something similar, but they're going to put their own
Right.
twist on it. So you can't knock them for putting their own twist on it and not spoiling the movie for you because you already
Right.
read the source material. So
So
that's
this is my next thing, which may or may not be a transition for us, but
okay.
people felt this way about Age of Ultron.
Mm,
People hated Age of Ultron. I loved it. For me, it had like a lot of biblical similarity. So I was like, "Oh, I see you." So I enjoyed it personally. But
yeah,
Age of Ultron like basically was the foundation for the next phase of Marvel.
yeah,
Everything came from Age of Ultron.
yeah. It did.
Everything came from Age of Ultron.
Mm-hmm,
And I believe that this is what we're getting for Eternals. It
mm,
was a lot to take in. There's a
mm-hmm,
lot being done. But if you really like, put your like Marvel glasses on and really looked in deep, we got a lot of seeds dropped and they weren't just celestials. Like I
mm-hmm,
think that it's everything's going to come from it. Like you guys already heard Blade was in there. We have
mm-hmm.
like what
Black
Black
Knight.
Knight in
Yep.
there.
Dane
That's
Whitman.
gonna lead to like all both of them are leading to Moon Knight, and then
Mm-hmm,
I mean, like we already had Disney Day today. Like
mm-hmm,
stuff is coming, and in my mind, all these things were hinted at in some way or another in Eternals.
mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
so
I don't know exactly how it's going to affect it moving forward. And yeah, we
mhm.
did kind of skip ahead in our subjects, but it don't even matter. I
I'm
don't know
sorry,
exactly. No, it's cool though. It doesn't matter. I don't know what they're going to do, but this expanded the universe.
it
Just like
expanded the universe.
Loki expanded the universe, whether we loved it or hated it, it expanded the universe.
See,
And
this
that's
is
really all we wanted to do, for the
That's
most
what
part.
that's my question though. Like, so the Celestials versus the TVA versus King, how do we all like I think they said this on New Rock Stars. They're like, we need a breakdown of how the new hierarchy is. Like what
Yeah.
what is it? Who's aware of
Yeah.
who?
Mm-hmm.
Who affects who doesn't affect
Mm-hmm.
who knew about who?
Yeah.
I just need someone to break it down for me because there's just a lot has been going on this year when it comes to Marvel world building.
Yeah, and I'm sure Mr. Kevin Feige will address that at some point. There's pockets of the universe that I keep hearing that will not actually intersect with the normal MCU and things like that. Maybe like the Moon Knights and the Blades.
Mhm.
Like these are an entire different universe. Maybe in a different timeline or anything like that. It could be. So we do need clarification on how these things break down, just so we
Yeah,
know what to expect. Maybe,
yeah.
not necessarily telling us the answers, but we want to know what our possibilities are going into certain things, you know.
What makes it hard is that at least in Eternals, we can say that that does connect to the MCU that we've come to know, because Kingo referenced Thor.
Yes, he did. He said we used to
So I'm
hang
like,
out back in
okay,
the day. Yeah.
so
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense though.
and Captain Rogers and all this. But
Mhm.
yeah, I hear you though.
Yeah,
Okay,
it makes sense.
let's keep going.
Okay.
The negative press was trash. It was a good movie.
Yeah,
It had its problems, but every Marvel movie does. Like y'all
absolutely.
expecting Marvel to be like brand spanking new is expecting Law and Order SVU to like have some brand new episode that doesn't follow its
Bruh.
like format that
You know what
it's
I
been
mean?
doing for the past 20 years. Like
It's just what it is, y'all. Y'all got to love it or hate it. We
exactly.
don't need your opinion if you hate it, because it don't. I'm gonna say it don't matter, because you are
It doesn't
a
matter.
purchasing character, but
It
kind of
does. I'll
don't.
say it. It don't matter. Like
You know what
either
I mean?
you like it or you don't.
Right. And
They're still
most
gonna
of us
make their
do.
money.
Most
And
of
most
us
of us
do.
do.
So that's really all that matters, you know. So let's go back to the good. There's a lot of
Yeah.
characters in here. You can see them in our background screen. It's a lot of
Yeah.
them. 10 characters. Only one you can't see in our screen is a little old Sprite.
Sprite.
All
And
you can see is the
of
top of the
course,
wig.
Sprite. Homegirl be struggling. This was her main.
It's definitely-
This is literally her 13th reason why. Like this is her proving
Was she in that
her
show?
problem.
She was in that show?
No,
13
that's just a
okay,
thing
okay,
the
I'm
Gen
about to
Z
say.
kids say. That's
Okay.
what the Gen Z kids say. They're like, that would have been my 13th reason. You say,
Okay.
you know, it's
I've never seen
funny.
the show, but
that's for the
I dig
younger
it.
kids.
I got you.
I've been
Stay
on TikTok
connected.
too
Stay
much.
connected. Staying connected. But all right. So who is your favorite? Oh, I know who your favorite character is. I want you to I want you to tell the people who your favorite character is and why.
Okay, hear me out, guys. Hear me out.
Oh, before you even say that, I've heard a couple other people say what you're going to say too. So don't feel alone.
Thank
but
you.
most people say.
I will say my favorite character up until like the last 30 minutes of the movie, then they were kind of like just doing the most, and I'm like, I'm gonna need you to take a big chill pill and calm down. Like my favorite character was Sprite. Because I'm not gonna lie, I was loving her until the end, and I was like, girl, like I get it. No, even when she went off with Icarus, I was like, you know, girl's got to do what she's got to do. She's in love with him and is literally not thinking clearly. But when she stabbed Cersei, I was like, girl,
you're doing too much.
This woman has taken care of you for how long now?
Right.
Like, how many? Like,
hundreds of years.
Yeah, what do you do? But I loved her style. I thought she's a storyteller. I loved again her physical, like her style. I just loved her style. I thought they like dressed her in the cutest things, and I was like, if I didn't have tickle bits, like I would definitely be in those kind of clothes. But I can't do it. I would be looking straight up, like I don't know, I couldn't do it. But I really liked Sprite, and I would definitely like to, you know, cast projections and other things. Not as good as Loki's, but still very fascinating. Yeah, I don't take it back. I don't apologize.
You should not. You absolutely should not.
She was annoying though by the end and got to be human. When who wants to do that? Who wants to actually do that? But I get it. She wanted to be grown and experience grown things.
I dig it. I understand. First of all, well, go ahead. No, finish it. I'll finish it off
that
with
was
an
it.
exclamation point.
That was it. I like Sprite. The beverage as well as the character.
Shout out to Sprite. She was very annoying. I will say that. But she did have the most she had a gripe that was real. Like 7,000 years and you stay a kid. I might have a little attitude.
7,000 years. Even Cersei and Icarus was out on that beach getting some.
Man, we didn't even address the first sex scene in the Marvel movie. That was kind of
a lot. That was a lot for me.
It was kind of weird.
It was, right?
It was weird. And Marvel, you need to you might have to put that out front, because you know a lot of your fan base is kids. You can't just start
Which
bringing
you
this out of nowhere. You know what I mean? You got to
just have
warn
to
the parents at least that this is
cover
coming. You know what I
cover
mean?
Ava's eyes.
Yeah, there was no kids in the theaters when I went. First of all, I forgot even to say this. Shout out to my boy Bruce. He rented out a theater for about 15 of us, and we actually had a private viewing of it. So
That
it was
sounds so much
awesome. Awesome. Shout out to Bruce. And he got me, I'll show it on our next video, but he bought me a Moon Knight,
fun.
a custom Moon Knight poster, and it's fire.
Bruce.
Fire, my dog. But I didn't forget what I was about to say now. Oh, Sprite. Shout out to Sprite. She did have the biggest gripe. 7,000 years as a child. That's torture, but doesn't give you the right to be annoying the entire movie and then backstab my homegirl Cersei. That just
It's the stabbing. It's the stabbing part.
And make the movie all weird by falling in love with Icarus. Like,
I mean, it'd be like that sometimes. It'd be like that sometimes.
Do you have a second favorite character?
I really loved Kingo and Karun. And I love Makari. Makari needed more to do. She was amazing. It's almost it's not. I actually really love this, but at the same time, it's kind of annoying because it's like I want to learn sign language for forever, and not everybody's trying to learn sign language.
Now.
But at the same time, more people need to learn sign language because there's a whole deaf community of people who can communicate, but y'all won't learn sign language, just like y'all won't learn Korean or read subtitles, like you know.
Yeah, big facts.
So
Kingo, he was cool. He has the I don't know what type of humor it is. He's got the type of humor that people who watch like Community and Parks and Rec has. So that's like the type
what we do in the shadows kind of humor.
Yeah, it's not my humor, but I got everything he was going for. So some of it was funny, like him and Karun. Karun was hilarious to me. Shout out to all the cameras he had on him. He had about 12 cameras. They were shooting a documentary. That was funny though. Kingo's finger guns too.
Yeah.
Every kid's dream. Come on, man. Shooting finger guns. Yeah. Shout out to that. My favorite characters of the movie were Makari, first and foremost. Makari's action scene when she was beating down Icarus. Wow. Like, my God. She gave him the BIZ. Like it was grand opening and grand closing on the same day. She said, beating this man.
Don't you touch mine.
Yes. And shout out to when she actually when he man, my phone is going crazy. It's trying to be on the show. But anyway, when Icarus shoots Druid and she yells, and it's the deaf person's yell, like it comes out, but it's somewhat muted. Shout out to that. That was like the truest pain that you can almost hear in a yell.
She's just great. I want to see her in more things.
Yeah,
I want to see her in all the things.
I wonder what type of resume she has. I haven't looked into it, but yeah, she was killing that. And then I loved Druid too. I was mad that he didn't have more.
Okay.
So we're gonna get into this. Druid. I love his look. He looks like a villain.
Evil.
Yeah, he looks like a villain. He looks like he's ready to give out the business at any moment. But he has a very interesting parasite. He's a mind controller. So even when they were in the forest fight, I thought that was fire that he had the villagers surrounding the deviant pumped up like, and then it's like, and then he did his little acrobatic. I was like, man, give him more of that. But I just like his energy. I don't know what it was about it. I think he's going to have probably a big role moving forward in some form or fashion. So him and Makari's relationship seemed pretty cool too. Me and relationship.
They had the best chemistry.
Yeah. So if I accepted that relationship, it was cool because you know how I get down. It's always shoehorned. You know what I mean?
No kind of romance.
It's not even that I don't like it. I just don't like that it has to be in every movie. You know what I mean? Almost every
movie. That's life.
Yeah, those are my two favorite. And Fastos. I love Fastos. He was giving
Awesome.
Icarus the business too.
He was.
The business. He probably had the second most emotional moment when he was the bomb
At Hiroshima.
Hiroshima. Do you say Hiroshima? Or you obviously just say
I know some of them
some people
said
say Hiroshima.
Hiroshima.
So I don't
Yeah.
know which one is correct all the way, but that
I
moment
was
was a big moment. And obviously he had a real human relationship in the movie. His kid was hilarious. He was a true
he
kid.
was.
You know what I mean? He
He
was a
was.
true kid. I know kids
That
like
was
that.
great casting.
So
Your
I love that.
nephew is straight up like that. That was straight up
Real talk. That
Isaac.
was straight up
That was
Isaac.
straight up Isaac.
That is real talk. Matter of fact, I'm about to make Amp go see that because that's very much so Isaac. I didn't even think about that, but yes. Yeah, so those are my favorite three characters. Did any character that you just did not like? I know you said Thena was kind of a little off for you.
I love Thena's character because again, Angelina Jolie is just gorgeous and she's a phenomenal actress. It's just that like what they were trying to do with Thena, majority of this film with her, like with the mad weary or the mind
The
weary,
mad
whatever it's
weary,
called.
that's the thing I didn't like.
I didn't like it, but it's like the times where she was trying to be vulnerable and weakened. Not that Thena was weak, but like weakened.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it because it didn't even to me. It didn't even seem like Angelina Jolie believed it. She was just having to do it. Like it just felt awkward.
So that's something that I'll
felt
check for
awkward
that.
for me.
Next time I watch it, I'll check for that. She just always seemed like she was a like a Thor-ish character. Like she just wanted to body everything, and she knew she had to be sidelined because of this dumb mad weary thing. Like that, the mad weary threw a real wrench in there. I think that was Marvel's way of powering her down. Period. That's all it was. That's
trying
all
to
it
save
was.
her for like again. I know she's going to be such a bigger character in like Eternals 2 and whatever else she'll pop up in. It was just like because like even the movies where like she has to be really vulnerable. Angie knows how to do all that. So it was just weird that I didn't quite believe it in this one. It felt awkward. It just felt really awkward, like really bad acting. And I know she's not a bad actress.
No, she's definitely not a bad actress.
And
this movie did remind me of I don't watch a lot of movies, period. And Angelina Jolie is usually not in the movies that I watch. But this one reminded me how, like, facially wise, her face is gorgeous. I don't understand it.
Gorgeous.
It's weird. It is so it is weird how gorgeous her face is. And she's super skinny. Like that's not my thing. She's very she's abnormally skinny. Not sure what's going on with that. And she used to not be like that. She's always been a slender person, but at one point she just got abnormally skinny. But anyways, her face.
It's literally gorgeous. It's
crazy.
like you could look at her face all day long, and it's like
it's weird. And I didn't even notice it until you stand her next to all these people. Like I've watched a lot of interviews, and everybody in the cast is pretty or handsome, whatever, but you sit Angela next to all them, and they're like. Everybody's just gushing over her basically the whole time. Like, she's like, golly.
She's not about it though. She's like, okay,
she's not. She don't like that.
But
she don't like it. But
it's like you don't even understand how pleasing you are to the eye.
It's
like
crazy. It's very
every
crazy.
ankle, every plump of the lip that's natural. Like all of it. Just
lip surgery and injections are going up this year.
I know, and it's like one of those things where a lot of people don't like her because again, on some Brad and Jennifer Aniston mess, but you cannot deny that she is a gorgeous woman. Like
is abnormally gorgeous. It's just weird. I don't get it. And Selma Hayek she's next level too, but you sit her next to her, you're like, facial wise, but Selma's like 77 years old, so you still got to respect that. You know what I mean? She's not that old, but she's in her 50s.
She's in her 50s.
Jimmy Chan, she's fine too, and even Makari too. So
everybody is, but like again, Angelina Jolie
is next level. I don't get it. So weird. But the Gilgamesh and Angelina and Thena thing.
Mhm.
Okay, so I don't think they were trying to set that up as like a shipping situation. To me, it almost seemed like it, but I don't think so. Or if it is a thing where he he's more of a man of like, I'm gonna say honor. Like when her memories were going to be wiped, he was like,
Mhm.
nah, I'm not having
Mhm.
that. I'll be the
Mhm.
grown man and I'll protect you.
Okay.
And even if I do like you that much, I respect you as a, a person, a friend, or
Yeah.
I've known you
Yeah.
for, how many thousands of years, that I'm not going to push up on you, but I murder anything that step to you and try to harm you, period, and threaten anything
I
that
hear
has to do
you.
with you.
I hear you. I accept that. And on top of that, I'm gonna put in there that he was in love with her, and
He
she
could, and
maybe not have felt the same, but they were like this odd pairing, kind of like Peeta and Katniss, where like Katniss did not care about Peeta, but by the end they were married, and it was what it was. But she never loved him anyway. Segue, but I just again like whenever she looked at him or touched him, it was strong like friend zone vibes. But when he looked at her, and then also this whole like touch my hand, remember who you, that was all romantic. That was completely romantic.
it looked like it a little bit, but I just
It
don't.
was.
I would love to hear if that's what it
You
really
don't be
was supposed
having
to be.
no
Or
friends like feel me, remember who you are. No.
I I dig you though. In the real world, I dig you. But I don't know. I thought he was. I think he did. Like, matter of fact, I know he liked her.
He exactly. You
Matter of
know
fact,
he liked
matter of fact, it's something
you
wrong with you if you didn't like it. It was something
exactly.
wrong with you. But I just think he's that type of person. You
I
know what I
do think
mean?
he's that type of person too, but I think he also was in love with her.
Yeah, yeah, I get you. I get you. He just had
And
that
she
honor.
didn't
Like, you
like,
know
to
what?
me,
I don't
I
want to
didn't
mess this
see
up.
her feeling the same level until he was gone.
Mm.
And then she was like, ah, I'm gonna kill
Mm.
everybody. I'm gonna
Right,
kill
right, right,
everybody.
right.
You know.
All right. How much? What more? Okay,
Yeah, we
one
got
more question about characters, and you tell me how you feel because a lot of people were down on this character, and that
okay.
is Cersei, the lead
What was wrong
character.
with her?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like a lot of people say she was. So this is the MCU of people talking that she's kind of a boring character. Like she's not. She's just
That's
not
like
that.
trying to say Captain America's boring.
I'm just saying, I don't get it either. But they just gave her the first of all, they didn't believe any relationship she was in, either with Dane Whitman or Icarus. Like they just didn't. I'm
I
like,
felt it with
I,
Dane.
huh?
I felt it with Dane, and I felt it with Icarus, but I mainly felt it with Dane. I thought, like, with
Dane's
her
was
and
more
Icarus, I thought their awkwardness was just them being
the people
like
they are.
robots.
Yeah, yeah, basically. But I think her character was dope. Her power set was fire. She turned a deviant into a tree. Like
That was fun.
that was
That was giving
crazy.
me a have you seen, what is it called? Oblivion?
No,
No,
I haven't
it's
seen
called
that.
something else. It's a Natalie Portman movie. Really weird. They do something kind of similar like that
Mm-hmm.
in that movie, but it's
Okay.
way weirder. You're not
Mm,
gonna like the movie because I know I didn't like the movie. It's
okay.
very high
Appreciate that.
concept.
Okay.
But the visuals are awesome and
Mm.
scary, but awesome.
But yeah, her power set was dope. Obviously, she was given the leadership role after Ajax got killed way too soon, first and foremost.
Way too
But
soon. Gilgamesh was also killed way too
yeah,
soon.
yeah,
Y'all made all of
yeah,
South Korea mad. They probably walked about the film.
probably. But I thought she was fine. She wasn't amazing. It wasn't, but I didn't see anything wrong with her. She was the level-headed character of the group. She thought with her heart and her mind at the same time. She was
Yep.
there for everybody's best interest. Like,
Yep.
and I didn't see anything wrong with her. She's just not the typical lead character of a Marvel
I
movie. The
I
most
just
bombastic
right.
character. Over the top with it. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, if y'all can love Steve Rogers or have any love for Captain Marvel, leave Gemma Chan alone. Cersei
I
alone.
just think it's one of those things where like a lot of these other characters were trying to decide like am I going to fight for humanity or am I going to fulfill my purpose, whereas the entire time Cersei's
Cersei's
like no,
no,
I love these people no matter
right.
what happened, no matter what they did, she was
Mm-hmm.
straight up love, that's what
Yeah,
she was,
true
no
that.
matter what. So yeah,
True
for
that.
some people maybe you think that's boring, but Steve Rogers is literally the same kind of character that like he doesn't have that kind of moral like
Mm-hmm.
dilemma.
Yeah.
It just kind of is what it is and
Mm-hmm.
that's it. Um
Yeah. I
so
totally agree with that. Totally agree. Uh yeah, I liked her character. I can't wait to see what they do with her, further down the line. Don't know what they're going to do, but
mhm,
she has some things to do with them Celestials though. When that judgment come back, you heard me.
yeah.
All right. Well, that's I guess our general thoughts of that. I do want to talk about the post credit scene one time. Uh Mr. Kit Harrington, aka Dane Whitman in the movie,
Mhm.
uh opens up a box and he finds a sword. A real weird looking sword, which it kind of looked real dope, but it looked very like some dark stuff was about to happen. And then we
Yeah.
get a voice. What did it say? It's like, are you
He's
sure
like,
you want
are
to
you sure
do
you're
this?
ready for that? Or like,
Yeah.
are you gonna do
Yeah.
that?
So everybody says that's Blade.
That's Blade, the Mahershala Ali,
All
our
right.
new
So,
Blade.
so
That's
I don't
confirmed
know.
by Chloe
Have
Zhao.
they crossed paths in any comic books? That I'm not sure, but
They were on some team that I
were they?
can't remember the name of,
Okay.
but in the comics, Blade, Moon Knight, and Black Knight were all on some team with some other characters who have yet to be introduced.
Dope.
Um, so we'll
Yeah.
see. I don't know how that's gonna pair in with Blade specifically, but yeah, I'm excited though. But yeah,
Yeah.
it did feel kind of weird. Like, why are you guys introducing Blade right now? Why even introduce Dane Whitman right now? Like,
I mean, it's coming down the pipeline. Moon Knight, obviously in the Disney Plus, whatever Investors Day or whatever today, they talked about
Disney Day.
Disney Day. They talked about Moon Knight. They actually released a few clips of it. I actually did watch those. I'm not gonna lie to
I
y'all.
did
So yeah,
too.
not at me,
Oh,
but I had to. And so I think they're just getting people ready for that corner of the universe, a very dark portion of the
yeah.
universe. You're talking Blade and Moon Knight, schizophrenic vigilantes and knights. Yeah, you might want to just kind of put that in people's ear real quick because that's going to change things up a lot. So
Mhm,
I'm very excited for that, probably more than anything that I've heard so far, period. Straight
mhm.
up and down. Moon Knight number one and everything else that surrounds that I'm here for. So let me pull back. Black Panther 2. Yeah, I get you already know what it is right there. Black Panther 2 is probably number one for sure. But things are going down on that set, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about that right now, but
Okay. I was about to say,
things
what have you
I
heard?
mean,
But
I
we'll
just
talk
know
about it
about
later.
the
We'll talk about
the,
it later.
the Letitia and her ailments and her I don't know if the political thing or her vaccination things has anything to do with it, but they just shut down production on that movie.
Yeah, they said she got hurt, and then
She got yeah,
also she will be the Black Panther.
I don't know. I mean, it seems like it since they're shutting down the whole movie
Yeah, she
production.
got hurt. She got
So
hurt.
yeah, I heard she got that was like weeks and weeks ago, wasn't it? So she just still haven't recovered from that.
I
Mm.
don't know. I don't
But
know how bad she
anyways,
got hurt.
besides that movie, Moon Knight in that corner of the universe is what I'm most excited for. A little darker, a little grittier, a little grimier.
Mhm.
What did you think? Other than that,
Yeah, okay. So my main thoughts lie with the second post-credit scene
okay.
rather than that one, where we were introduced to I don't know, the troll man. I can't remember.
Yeah. What was his name?
I can't remember. Voiced by Patton Oswalt, and of
Yes.
course Eros, which was
Yeah.
Thanos' brother, who was played by Harry
Harry
Styles.
Styles. Uh huh.
So initially seeing it, I absolutely hated it. And the thing is, I love Harry Styles. Not that I was a One Direction person, but even from his first album, I was like, yo, like homie can sing, and absolutely loved his second album. But seeing him in the MCU took me completely out of it. And like now that I know more about the character of Eros, I get why they cast Harry Styles. But to me, it still felt like stunt casting.
Hmm. Well, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I have no idea who that guy is. I've heard his name many a times, but
Mhm.
One Direction ain't on my iPod. So
Ah!
yeah, that a big. I can't even come to that one. So
Watermelon sugar high. You don't
I
have that
probably,
on there?
I've heard that song.
Watermelon sugar
I've heard
high.
that. I've definitely heard that song. I gotta listen to 96.5 when my kids in the car. Anyways,
Harry
you know,
Styles.
but yeah, that scene was cool. Only thing that was cool about it to me is that they're just adding on and adding more Eternals because there are more. So
Mhm.
we'll see how that goes. He seemed like a goofy Guardians of the Galaxy type character.
He did.
So,
He really did.
maybe
I
they'll
will say
take away the seriousness of the first Eternals and kind of lighten it up on the second one.
I can see that happening. I think that him and Thena are going to have something together because from what I've learned, he what's his name again? His name's Star Fox though, but I like to call him
Mm-hmm.
Eros because that makes me feel better in my
Yep,
bones.
Eros.
But I hear he can also like Druid kind of affect people, like control
Mm,
people, but he does
okay.
with their emotions. And from what I've heard, the insinuation is that he likes to make love and make love to them all. So
Wow. Oh,
I
he's like
just
that.
feel like that's about to be a thing. So we'll see how that goes.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, I want to see how they explain that he's Thanos' brother. That's what I want to know.
yeah,
So
yeah,
there's a lot to explain in this movie, and I can't wait to go see it again. Maybe we'll do
yeah,
a part two of this, maybe a more
yeah.
open discussion. I know a lot of people who've seen this movie and would like to be on the show and talk about it. So we can maybe have a deeper dive into this.
Woo! We
You know
also
what I
need
mean?
to figure out. They need to explain where Kingo, Cersei, and Fastos were taken at the end of the
Hmm.
film.
Yeah.
And that means that Sprite is left alone on Earth. And that's funny that she wasn't taken. Maybe because now she's human, he didn't grab her, or also because she was trying to stop it, maybe too. But
Mm.
I don't
Gotta
know.
talk to them tall dudes out there in space. Them
I know.
Celestius.
I still wonder. I said this to you the other day. I still wonder if Sprite, even though she's human, has like kept her powers a little bit. Because if she did, I wonder if they do still do like a Young Avengers, if she'll be a part of it.
Mm. We'll see.
I don't know.
I don't know. I really don't know what they're gonna do with Sprite, but she's gonna get older. That's all we know.
She's gonna get older. There's no she's gonna be able to rise above where she's being blocked
No, right? You
right
still got
now.
long. You can't mess with Icarus now. You're gonna have to find the Icarus light.
Bruh. I just feel like they're gonna run another one of him off the printer and he's gonna come out like I'm back and it's gonna
Mm.
just
They did
be
say they
what it
stored all
is.
memories in that. I forget where they stored them, but they stored their memories and all
Yeah,
that.
they
So
store him in their version of the TVA or
yeah.
whatever, the ETA, I guess.
No, that's Eternal's time before it. Oh Lord. Okay. Excuse me.
Ooh,
I'm just
ooh,
getting over that cold, man.
ooh. You
Cold
got
here,
some
boy.
Rona?
Nah, I got tested too. I ain't gonna lie to you. I had
Did
to just
you?
in case, but now we
I'm glad that you're
negative.
negative. I'm glad you're
Negative.
negative. Yeah.
All right. Well, shoot, I think that's the end of the show, guys.
Okay.
Let
That was
us
a
know
lot.
what you thought about the movie. Uh,
Down in the comments.
please, please down in the comments. Tell us what you thought.
Sorry.
Tell us
That
your
was,
favorite character also and what you would like to see with the characters moving forward.
yeah.
Please. All right, you ready to get out of here?
Let's go.
All right. We out, y'all. Simply marvelous. Peace.